And thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jessica Bowman.
And I'm Matt Breen. The Food Bank of Siouxland is leading the fight against hunger, but it wouldn't make a dent in food insecurity without the help of local food pantries.
And the food bank says 20% of children are food insecure, meaning they don't have enough to eat and don't know where their next meal will come from. KTIV's Taylor Deckard visited a Sioux City food pantry that's making sure school children and their families at a local elementary school have the option to get what they need each month. Taylor?
Matt, Jessica, the pantry is called Food4Kids, a collaborative program providing a monthly food pantry at Morningside Elementary School in Sioux City. A 2011 survey conducted by St. James United Methodist Church revealed a need. Children in poverty was an issue within a 2-mile radius of the church at that time. That survey showed 68% of students at the school qualified for free or reduced price lunches. Now it's supported by the Food Bank of Siouxland and countless volunteers. Make sure families with children still have what they need. Food4Kids was started at Whittier Elementary School back in 2012 for students by handing out snack bags of food on Fridays.
The grant that was originally written was for the families and students at Whittier Elementary, and then it became Morningside Elementary.
While the school is no longer there, the program continues. In 2018, the school was the location for the distribution, but during the pandemic, organizers moved the pantry to the parking lot of St. James Global Methodist Church, where it's still serving school families of Morningside Elementary today.
This is a way to help the family, like, the kids are getting food that can sustain them, not just a granola bar. This is an actual meal. It is for the kids, but it's a family thing. Brings families together to eat.
Food4Kids brings in volunteers to implement the program, and parents pick up the food from the school in a drive-through format. The pantry is timed so that parents and families can pick up the food boxes before or after school lets out, just a few blocks down the road. In August, volunteers from Hope Street of Siouxland took the time to package these monthly food boxes.
So great, it's chances that in my life that I missed and didn't have the chance to do it. Some of the chances that I missed out on is the togetherness, the familyness.
So many places have stepped up and helped families, and because we know there's the need, we know there's a lot of kids that don't sometimes get a cooked meal. We're doing something great, but also the people that are donating the money and the food that they're given to the food bank that allows us to do what we're doing at a reasonable cost.
Any student with parental permission may register to participate at this elementary school. The Pritchard family says it helps a lot.
It's really good, and they're just really nice people.
During the 2017-18 school year, this pantry served 225 students each week during the school year. So far in 2025, around 558 kids have been served in 209 different households.
The smile on the kids' faces, being able to talk to them about, excited to go to school. Sometimes you get tears of how grateful they are for what they're getting.
I think it's very nice of them that they're getting some food for the people that don't have very much food.
In the minds of the volunteers is the woman who helped start this pantry back in 2012, Pam Potter. She had a desire to feed the children from the very creation of this pantry, even helping conduct the survey when this started.
Pam was the organizer of it all, and unfortunately she passed away of cancer a few months ago. So we're continuing this in her honor and her memory to keep it going.
This pantry is something she dedicated years of her life to and will continue to touch the lives of many children in Sioux City. Matt, Jessica.
All right, Taylor, thanks. And there are more than 100 partner food pantry agencies in 11 Northwest Iowa and Northeast Nebraska counties, offering more variety to neighbors in need, just like this one. KTIV is collaborating with the Food Bank of Siouxland, collecting non-perishable donations to stock the pantries in September so we can feed as many families as possible ahead of the holidays. Now you can help by dropping non-perishable food items in those big blue barrels at the Sioux City and South Sioux City Hy-Vee locations.